A tragic shooting occurred at the airport in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and the suspect allegedly killed 5 individuals and wounded 8 others. Now, some sources that I actually have indicate that he was someone who was allegedly dishonorably discharged from the military, and he was in one of the terminal's baggage claim areas when he just randomly opened fire and started shooting. Now, to give you more details on this story, the suspected gunman appeared to be shooting randomly into the crowd as panicked travelers took cover from a barrage of bullets, and he only stopped when the ammo ran out, according to witnesses. Multiple senior law enforcement sources identified the suspect as 26-year-old Esteban Santiago. Now, usually we don't like naming who the shooter is, but in this case, it doesn't seem like he was doing it for fame or attention. It seems like he was someone who was dealing with some mental health issues. So unfortunately, 5 people did die as a result of this. Former White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer was actually there when it occurred, and he tweeted about it. He had tweeted, "I'm in the Fort Lauderdale airport. Shots have been fired. Everyone is running." Later, he said that things had calmed down. Now, he is in police custody. They did not shoot and kill him. He is in police custody, so I'm sure that there will be swift justice in this case. But there was absolute chaos on the scene. And even though it seems like these cases are popping up more and more at airports, mass shootings or shootings like this occur very rarely at airports.
Yes, but it's terrifying because this is a place where you have just gone through travel and everyone is. And families are coming together to, reunite. Someone's coming to pick you up at the airport and you're out there. And it is the one place where the security stops. You know that when you go to the security, when you go to the airport, you're going to go through security. You're going to have to wait in line and make sure that everyone is going through a process to keep you safe. And that is where it ends. And for the reason that it's practical, that folks would want to come, be able to help you with your bags and get into the car.
Well, I'm a little concerned because I don't know what this could potentially mean for the future of air travel. We know that they've increased security as much as they possibly could when you're trying to get into, the gate area. And now, there was a shooting a few years ago at LAX, the Los Angeles International Airport. Now there's this shooting. So are they going to amp up security in areas that you typically wouldn't expect it? And I don't know, it might be likely. But again, airport shootings like this are extremely rare. And I hope that air travel doesn't become even more unbearable with even more superfluous security.
Well, I'm a Floridian. And so first and foremost, my heart is broken anytime people lose lives, and that's the airport that I fly into when I go home to see my family because I don't like flying into Miami International because it's so chaotic. And and I do know that airport doesn't always seem the most secure. If you ever go there, it's very rare when you see security guards or whatever. It's not like the bigger airports. What I would like to say, because you and I were having a conversation before, I think the lack of empathy that people have, and everybody tries to politicize everything. And I saw on my timeline another terrorist attack. Here we go with the Muslims, and people didn't even have the information.
Right.
And stop posting stuff like that and stop passing on bad information. It's bad enough that 5 people are going to get buried now, and please stop with the bullshit. It's so ridiculous. I hate logging on to social media now.
Well, social media is not the best place to go to if you want informed opinions, to be honest with you. And so I get it. There is something like this happens and the knee-jerk reaction is, oh, it's Muslims. But just at least wait until you have the details of who the shooter is and then go ahead and say whatever it is that you want to say. You're right. People kind of jump to conclusions. And look, there have been a lot of mass shootings here in the United States. The vast majority of them were not done by Muslims. But nonetheless, I don't want to politicize this. 5 people died in a tragic shooting. I know that every time these stories pop up, we have the obligatory debate about what we do about gun control. It usually goes absolutely nowhere. I have no faith in Trump's administration. I think that he'll probably loosen gun laws, if anything. And so I don't know what else to tell you guys. 5 people were killed today, 8 injured. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I fly into that airport at least 3 times a year.
Yeah, because you're family.
One of those creepy things to think about, though, is if you go through the facts that we have so far, the gunman laid down on the ground, kind of gave himself up after he emptied the magazine of what appeared to be a handgun.
Yeah.
So he had fewer bullets than other mass shootings that we've seen. And it seems like if you want to, take a dispassionate approach to it, this did less damage because his gun had less capacity to do damage. So if I'm building a case for, restricting the capacity of firearms, this is a good one to use. And then again, when we're talking about airport incidents, the last 3, the one at LAX was targeting, I think, security.
Yeah.
The one at Oklahoma was targeting someone that the shooter didn't like,
Right.
and it was an individual. So it kind of helps me, at least in these situations, to be able to say, first and foremost, like, this is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Because we all feel that.
Yeah.
Everywhere we are, we can just think to ourselves, man, I'm vulnerable a lot of the time.
Yep.
100%.
So do that, feel that, that's healthy. And then say, okay, what can we learn from all this that doesn't feel overwhelming? And it's things like that where you're saying, all right, limited magazine capacity is something that we can do, something we can all fight for to make it a lot less damaging.
If you want to see this happen, donate $3, $20, $27, whatever you can afford. You know that if everybody that's watching this video donated right now, we could stop the fundraising because we'd have enough. So go to TYTnetwork.com/go. We'll wait while you make the donation. Thank you for doing it and for building a great new journalism team. And thanks for watching.